Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rebecca Rice and I teach family photographers how to gain a life of financial freedom through thriving photography business. Today, I'm diving in to what you should be including in your client experience guide, and I'll talk about what that is in a second, but let's dive in. Don't forget, hit that like button so that other photographers like you can find this video easier with the YouTube algorithms, and hit the subscribe button so that you can get notified when new videos go live every single week. Before we jump into all things client experience guide, I wanted to let you know about a free class that I have for you guys, and it's all about posing for families. It's called The Keys to Effective Family Posing: Goodbye, Awkward, and Stiff. And so if you feel like posing is like your weakest link, or that you like freeze up and stall trying to think of new pose ideas, you feel like your clients look awkward and stiff, then this class is for you. It's completely free, and I know it'll be helpful. One of the best things that I've heard about this class from students that have taken it is that they're able to take what they learn and apply it in their very next session. So I know it'll be helpful and super practical for you. It's linked here in the description so that you can go check it out and join today. Okay, let's talk about a client experience guide. So first of all, what is a client experience guide and do you need one? Basically, a client experience guide is my version of like a style guide, but with some extra stuff in it. And it's a PDF guide that I email to every single one of my clients. And the purpose of it is to answer any questions that your clients may have before they have to ask it. So I want to serve them with resources that are going to equip them for success, that are going to help them for their session to go smoothly. So I send this to mini sessions clients, I send it to full session clients. Anybody that I work with gets this client experience guide. And if you watched my last video about mini sessions and why my clients are never late, this is a piece of that, is because I prepare them super well in the client experience guide. So if you're wanting to create your own, I'm going to walk you through like what kinds of things should be included. And if that like stresses you out, the thought of creating your own PDF guide, I do have one available, a template in my shop. It is a Canva template. So the text is already written. It's already laid out. All you have to do is just add in your photos. And if you want to tweak the text a little bit, you can, and then it's ready to go. So it makes it super easy for you. You can check that out. The link to my shop is in the description here. But if you want to DIY, make your own, here are some things that I highly suggest including in your client experience guide. And I call it a client experience guide because it doesn't just cover styling. So I don't want to call it a style guide. You hear people have style guides for their business, specifically for like weddings and engagements and things like that. But for me, I wanted mine to be helpful for the overall client experience. And so right off the bat, I start off including what they can expect before, during, and after their session. So before their session, what kind of communication can they expect from me? My clients get a questionnaire. They're going to get a final info email. There are a few like key communication pieces that they're going to get. So I let them know that in the client experience guide. During our session, I let them know what to expect, that I am probably going to be really loud and make obnoxious noises, but that I'm going to get their kids to smile and to cooperate, and that their job is to just enjoy the session, and my job is to capture, the beautiful memories that they are creating. And then after their session, I walk them through what the turnaround time looks like and things like that, so that they're not asking me 2 days after their session where their photos are. It's in their client experience guide. It's also in their contract to remind them what they can expect after the session. I also include styling tips for the whole family. So I've got styling tips for mom, styling tips for dad, styling tips for the kids, so that they can have help choosing outfits. Sometimes I do have clients that still want to go back and forth and send me pictures and stuff, but most of the time that client experience guide, that section of it, is really, really helpful for them, and they show up in beautiful outfits that really complement my shooting style well. So that's a section that I include. I also include a section about how to get their kids to cooperate. And so some really practical things that they can do to prepare their kids beforehand for the session. That way, when they get there, they are more used to it. Some of the things that we do is like, we talk about the big camera before they get there. So it's not scary and surprising. I have them like practice, following directions. And so that way, whenever a stranger, gives them directions, that they've been practicing this, maybe playing Simon Says or things like that, so that whenever I say, can you stand on this rock? Then they will do it because they've been practicing. I also give some other like practical tips like bring bribes and stuff like that. But the whole goal of that is to get their kids to cooperate. And I also include a spot about selecting locations. I wanted to educate my clients about what I look for in a location as a light and airy photographer. So in that section, I walk them through that kind of stuff. Now, if it's for like mini sessions, the location has already been selected, so they don't really have to worry about that spot. But if it's a full session and they haven't selected their location yet, then that section is helpful so that they choose a location that is complementary to my shooting style. For me, I shoot light and airy, so I'm looking for locations with either lots of open shade or lots of space where light can come through behind them. What I don't want is my clients right up against thick greenery. Like that is not conducive to my light and airy style. And so I stopped having clients ask for those kind of places once I started including this section in my client experience guide, because early on I had clients wanting super dark places that I'm like, that's great if you're a moody photographer, but I'm a light and airy photographer. And so, the photos that we're going to capture here are not going to look like my portfolio because of the background. And so when I started educating clients ahead of time about that, they started choosing locations that were more conducive to a light and airy style and that matched my portfolio. So that was an interesting section that I put in, and it made a really, really big difference. So, I've got a few other things in there, but that's like the key pieces in my client experience guide that my clients find super, super helpful. So I mentioned before, but if, you don't want to DIY make your own, my Canva template is available in my shop. It's linked here in the description for you to go check it out. And you can literally just put in your own photos and it's done. You can export it as a PDF and put it in emails to your clients. And I know that your clients are going to love it. It's going to elevate your client experience and just the professional look of your overall brand. And so if you have any questions about client experience guides or anything like that, you can comment them here in the description, and I would love to help answer those in any way that I can. Don't forget to join that free posing class if posing is something that you feel like you need help with. That's in the description too. And that's all I have for you today. So I will see you back next week for another video. Bye.